Hi, my name is Omololu Nekapata. I'm here to speak with you today about mitigating youth unemployment in Nigeria. But first, let me give credit to the federal government under the able leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for making youth employment one of the main pillars of its renewed hope agenda. This is not only visionary, it is also transformative. I must also congratulate the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Technical, Vocational, and Entrepreneurship Education, Ms. Abiola Arugnade, for being the face of this enormous national undertaking. So, a bit about me and my background. I was born and raised in Nigeria. I also attended a vocational school in Nigeria and graduated as a welder many years ago. I worked for a few years in that capacity before returning to college to become a vocational education teacher. After a 5-year stint with the Lagos State Ministry of Education, I finally left the country and moved to Canada in 1990. However, the skills and experiences I brought from Nigeria helped me enormously on the employment front in Canada. Finally, I went back into the classroom after a 10-year industrial experience, knowing full well that classroom was my primary calling. And so I continued to teach vocational classes, welding and related subjects. And I've been doing this for the last 24 years. Being in the classroom has certainly been a passion that I truly treasure. And I feel honored. I see it as an opportunity. I see it as some kind of recognition. Although Canada seems far away, but I've always been close to Nigeria. My heart has always been in Nigeria, where I've also spent considerable amount of energy, resources, and effort trying to bolster employment opportunities for the Nigerian youth. So the impact of technical and vocational education in Nigeria, what does that look like? What will it look like? Here are some of what vocational education could do potentially. It has the potential to transform Nigeria's economy, no doubt about that. It has the capacity for community building and politically stable country, no doubt about that. And then it has the capacity, for individual and community capacity building. So it seems like I'm repeating the word capacity, but it's so important and very relevant in the conversation that we're having. Technical education also allows people to secure decent work, encourages lifelong learning and skills development. The skills and aptitudes taught in technical and vocational education can be so empowering. The idea that you have a skill in itself makes you a little bit, if not significantly superior to someone, your counterpart who doesn't know how to, join two metals together or put a nail into a piece of wood. So vocational is a special skill and it gives you an advantage that others may not have. So what does UNESCO have to say about technical and vocational education? Well, UNESCO, which it stands for United Nations Education, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, and it describes technical and vocational education as education, training, and skills development that relates to various occupational fields and production, services, and livelihoods. And it truly doesn't matter what this path is, whether it's agricultural, mining of natural resources, architecture, hospitality, manufacturing. Each cluster offers you the option to explore an area of technical and vocational education that aligns with individual interest and strength. So we can see that it's emancipatory. The idea that you can be independent in what you do, especially if you are one of those people who will convert your skill into self-employment. When you do that, you are not just working independently, but you are also helping others, in terms of people who are training under you, in terms of, your employees. So you become a partner in the quest for creating employment in the country. As you can see, different paths, same goals. The goals are the same. Economic independence, individual capacity building, community capacity building, national capacity building. So these are all areas that intersect when these goals are achieved. So each career path within this the vocational pathway leads people to stabilize the employment opportunities that align with their interest and talents. So what could a 21st century vocational education and training look like for our country? We need to take a critical look at youth employment, education facilities, and inclusivity when we talk about way forward with vocational education. For youth employment, let's focus on raising youth employment opportunities. Adopt a holistic approach to nurture individual autonomy and communal development. The production of competitive and qualified individuals. Now let's just say that we can achieve all this, because youth unemployment is a big deal in Nigeria today. It's a main focus of the government, currently the federal government. And the president is actually saying that all hands must be on deck to achieve that. So not only is he, working to reposition the issue of vocational training, but it's also lobbying multinationals, organizations to bring their business to Nigeria. When those businesses finally arrive here, we know that it would go a long way in mitigating the current situation with our youth. A holistic approach to nurture individual autonomy and communal development is something that is really, really great. Individual autonomy also aligns with the idea of economic independence. You can make decisions for yourself. You can buy what you want. You can eat what you want. You can pay your child's school fees. You can, afford certain things that you think your family or yourself, even as an individual, may be needing. That's individual autonomy. But you can understand that also when you go to the corner store in your community to buy something, you are also contributing to the development of your own community. So there's a wholesome benefit to, having an economy that is working for everyone. Competitive and qualified individuals, yes, we raise the bar, because vocational skill actually means that you have to be proficient in what you are doing. So it promotes healthy competition among individuals and even schools, vocational schools, or even organizations. Let's take a look at educational facilities. It can unify the training process, can bring conformity to program, and it can help in creating transferable credentials. Training process in Nigeria, we know how challenging that could be to unify them. You know why? Because there's this haphazard nature presently bedeviling the country, which is pervasive. But truly, for a national growth, we have to have a unified training process that ensures that a plumber in Lokoja who comes to Lagos to fix a leaking faucet is going to adopt or bring in the same approach as someone who is trained in Lagos or elsewhere in the country. And that's what this actually means. Program conformity also, ties into that. We need to conform to a program that is going to be national, if not even global. Transferable credentials means that, as far as I'm concerned, it's such an important aspect of the discussion itself. Because imagine the number of the youth population in the country. If we have training that covers 85% of our youth, some of them can actually export their skills to other parts of the world. And when they do that, their credentials will be actually evaluated for equivalency. So